Hey guys, Jeoffrey here from SUPER73 Europe, and today's video is all about brakes and safety. The goal of this video is to prepare you for the time that's to come, autumn and winter. So how are the brakes on this RX set up? On the left side you have the brake for the front, and on the right side you have the brake for the rear. If you want to swap them, that's easily done because these Magura brakes are swappable and you can replace them just like that. On your left side you have your front brake. Use this one carefully because your front brake will give you the most stopping power, but also requires a higher skill level. If you force this one too much, you will have a higher chance of braking out and so falling with the bike. So be careful. Therefore, always focus your main brake power on the rear wheel, using your rear brake, especially when you're trying to decrease in speed before entering a corner. So in every situation you find yourself, always try to brake in a straight line, as this keeps you in control of the bike, gives you the most stopping power and also lets you safely reduce speed. High braking power combined with a slippery surface is not always an ideal combination. So pay attention to the road conditions and adjust your braking accordingly. On wet surfaces, make sure your braking control is much higher than you would on a dry road to prevent your wheels from locking up and sliding. The RX and the S2 have Magura brakes that are e-bike approved. This means that the brake pads are made of a special compound that can handle heavier bikes. Also, there's a special sensor on the brakes that cuts off the motor assist every time you brake. With these rotors and these brakes, you're fully equipped to make an emergency stop. But how do you perform one? Well, let's check it out. In an emergency, always use both brakes. Move your weight to the back as much as possible and apply the rear brake hard and then lightly apply pressure to the front brake. Ideally, it's 80% on the rear and 20% on the front. Braking in this way will prevent you from being thrusted forward and launch you over a handlebar. It might take some time to perfect, but make sure to practice so you feel confident in making this stop on this bike. Get a feel for the weight of the bike and the brakes and start in the low riding mode or speed up and move up from there. Important is to wear a helmet if you feel uncertain. We recommend practicing these steps in a safe area, such as an empty parking lot. This system is called a closed hydraulic system, which means as long as you don't have any leakages, you're practically maintenance free. To double check if you have any maintenance to do, just check your levers. As long as they don't touch your grips, you're good to go. If they touch your grips and you don't have any stopping power, check your brake pads or your lines, hoses, for any leakages. Because you're going to use your rear brakes more often, you need to exchange them around every 2 months. But this is also depending on road conditions and weather conditions. So always check the position of your lever when it's time to change your brake pads. On the front, it can last a little bit longer, but also always keep an eye out when you need to change your brake pads. A good indication when to change your brake pads is the position of your brake lever when you're pressing it in. If it's starting to go more and more to your grips, it's time to check them. If you change your brake pads and still the lever is almost touching the grips, check your lines and check your hoses for any leakages. If you ride daily, you will need to replace your braking oil once a year. To easily recognize when you need to change the oil, you perform a simple test. First, check the movement of the brake lever. If it feels like it's sticking and not squeezing as it should, this means you need to check your system and possibly exchange the oil. Magura uses a mineral oil as this has a very high boiling point. Sometimes DOT oil is advised, but this is not meant for these kind of hoses and system, as it will degrade your hoses from the inside out. It is important to keep the rotor clean from grease, dirt, sand and debris. You can use a degreaser to clean your rotor. If you use chain lube like an aerosol or spray, be careful as this can get in the rotor. Make sure you cover it with a cloth to prevent grease from getting in. When replacing brake pads, it's important to clean the rotor beforehand to avoid grease getting on the pads and contaminating them. New brake pads need to be broken in. This will take around 30 hard stops, but by doing so you're embedding the rotor inside the brake pads, which optimizes your braking power. It can happen that sometimes your brakes will start making some noises. This can be due to one of the 3 reasons. Your brakes are misaligned, your brake pads are dirty, or your brake pads are worn. So as soon as you hear a noise, check your brakes and see what's going on. Because if it's in the case that your brakes are misaligned, this can greatly reduce your braking power. It's best not to store your bike in a diagonal or vertical way. because of the brake system is a closed hydraulic system. There's a very slight chance there's an air bubble in it, and you don't want to have it travel into one of your calipers, because if it does, you will lose your braking power. Alright guys, that was it about brakes and safety. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us, and yeah, see you guys next time.